Welcome to this episode of MMA Daily or Weekly or whatever the hell we're going to call it. But anyway, this is JD, TC Clouds here, and I'm just bringing you guys the UFC 13 post-wrap and pretty much summary of what happened. The first fight, we had Pat Barry versus Gabriel Gonzaga. Pat Barry just came off a excellent performance, and Gabriel Gonzaga hadn't fought in a while, and Gonzaga actually went out and just dominated him for the unanimous decision in the fight. It's not going to throw Gonzaga in any sort of title picture, but, I mean, a couple more wins and he could then be in the talkings, I think. But it was definitely a positive direction and down his road, and Pat Barry needs to reevaluate, get a new opponent, and then start back over again, because we need to figure out who the real Pat Barry is, whether he's the HD or this Pat Barry. Second fight of the night was Brad Pickett versus Eddie Wineland, and this actually went on to be the fight of the night. Great fight between two guys in the bantamweight division. Both probably, after that fight, should deserve to get a title shot, but Wineland actually stuck with it in the final 10 seconds, landed a TKO decision victory. Referees stopped it. Huge win for Wineland, especially with Uriah Faber and Dominic Cruz in the next event at UFC 14. It really can open up Eddie Wineland's title picture, and I think he's a big win now away from possibly even getting a shot at the title. Third bout was Takanori Gomi versus Sean Shirk. This was a homecoming fight for Sean Shirk. He's been an older guy going around, and he wanted to fight an older guy that's been around too, who's also a legend, and he fought Takanori Gomi. And, Gomi actually had him, I believe, all 3 rounds. Gomi fought really well, stuck to his game plan. I mean, just went out there and executed, and he was actually a little bit upset himself after we asked him, and he said he was really upset that he couldn't finish the fight, that he wanted to make a statement and get back in the lightweight picture. So, I mean, maybe this is the rebirth of Takanori Gomi. It's an interesting one, but 3-round decision for Gomi it is. In the co-main event, we had John Bones Jones versus Sugar Rashad Evans. Now, this was kind of an interesting fight when it was put together, because John Jones, granted he's one of the highest rated fighters out there, he has not won a fight statistically since he has been in the MMA or UFC thing that we have going on right now on YouTube. In these fights, he has not won one. And he's in the co-main event right now in a big fight against Rashad Evans, with the winner really getting a shot at Rich Franklin. And it's a wide open opportunity, and Bones Jones has come out and he lost. He lost all 3 rounds to Rashad. Rashad had much better stand up than him. The ground game looks a lot better. I mean, Rashad Evans really just controlled this whole fight. I mean, and people haven't realized this, but Rashad Evans has also had a very dominant time from what he has done here in the UFC on YouTube here. I mean, let's just see. He beat Bones Jones, Rashad Evans. He beat Shogun Rua. He also defeated Chuck Liddell to win the title at one point. But only big thing that's happened to him in his career was when he got upset in the first round by Ryan Bader for the light heavyweight tourney. But I mean, besides that, Rashad Evans has been very solid. I mean, he's 4-1 in his career here. Now let's look at Bones Jones. He lost to Rashad just recently, 3 rounds. He lost to Tito Ortiz, and he lost to Chuck Liddell. You know, I mean, we give him the modern day competition, we give him the older people, and he's been losing. So we don't really know where we're going to stick him. We're not going to let him go, but Bones Jones is in a desperation point now in his career. And Cain Velasquez, he will be in one of those situations coming up at one of the next events, UFC 14, where he fights the hot and furious Czech Congo. So that's something to look out for. But once again, Rashad Evans, unanimous decision. He really just handed it to Bones Jones. Not really much of a fight by Bones Jones. And a lot of people are they're trying to figure out what's wrong with the guy. But hey, you can only do what you can do, man. Rashad Evans is pretty damn good. Finally, last but not least, we have the main event of the evening. UFC 13 was headlined for the vacated welterweight title we had Thiago the Pitbull Alves taking on John Fitch. And the first round, in all honesty, Thiago Alves swarmed. He swarmed, and I was thinking to myself and my colleagues, I thought, listen, if John Fitch can make it out of this first, in all honesty, he has probably the best cardio in MMA probably out there right now. And I think I said, if he can survive this first and the storm that Thiago Alves is going to throw at him, I honestly think Fitch has got this. And my prediction was correct. John Fitch came out in the second and finished Thiago Alves. He received the knockout of the night too, with a brutal ground and pound finish by John Fitch. And huge fight for him. He's in a very stacked division though, so he needs to get ready for some big fights coming up in the future. And John Fitch showed the heart of a champion tonight. Got hit hard in the first, survived it, came back. I would say he actually almost even won the first too, based off his final 3 minutes in that round. He tore it up, and then the second round he just comes out, doesn't look any farther, and just finishes him. So a statement made by John Fitch. He is your new UFC welterweight champion. And this is JD. I am signing out. This has been UFC Post-Show Episode 1. UFC Post-Show Episode 1. You guys, take it easy. UFC 14, Cruz versus Faber. Make sure you be ready.